Okay, I've jumped on a little early, so I'm just going to wait for a few people to arrive. Hey, Danica. First one in. So I hope everybody is having a really good weekend so far. Before I get into it, I will just wait until a few more people jump on. Hey, Guy. Thanks for joining us. Cool. All right. Well, I might get started because I don't want the event to go on for too long because I know everybody has things to do and wants to enjoy their Sunday. It's really nice weather in here in Perth too, so everyone's probably out and about enjoying the last couple of days of warm weather before it really starts to get cold. Yeah, I love that, Danica. So eager being the first time. Well, I was even more eager than you because I jumped on early before 2:30, so we're both eager. So yeah, so I may as well get started because whoever jumps in will be able to pick up, pick up what we're saying, I'm sure. So thanks everybody for joining me today. This is the first one I've done of these classes, so it's a bit of trial and error. If it goes well, then hopefully I'm going to do some more in the future, and I'll hopefully cover some topics that you guys want to see. So I thought I'd do this one, see how it goes. There may be a few hiccups, hopefully not, hopefully no technical glitches, but if there is, sorry, and hopefully the next one will be better and improved. But I thought I'd start today with the first class being emotions and essential oils, because it's something that's probably a bit less known about in terms of the other uses for essential oils. So I thought I'd start with that one. And then, totally happy to try some other topics if anyone has anything they'd like me to cover. So thanks for joining me today. I hope this class is something fun, interesting, and just something where you might learn something new about essential oils that you didn't know before. So a bit about me. My name's Zoe. I have this is my little business, Pura Vida, where I do mainly Doterra essential oils. So I'm from Perth. I'm a new mum, so I've got a 5-month-old boy. And I love everything natural health and wellness, and I love learning new things. So I have always been interested in healthy eating and living a healthy lifestyle, but it probably wasn't until about 5 years ago that I started to really delve into it a little bit more, and get a little bit more serious about looking after myself in terms of my health. I'd always sort of ate healthy and sort of gravitated towards organic foods, and I'm vegetarian and always enjoyed being healthy in that side of things, but I had never actually really looked about what I was putting on my skin and what products I was using around the house. So it was about 5 years ago that I started looking into that, and I ended up cleaning out a whole bunch of products that I had in my bathroom and in my laundry and kitchen that were just full of toxic chemicals, things I'd been using and thinking, oh, I'm being so healthy or eating, organic foods and eating clean. But then I was loading my body full of toxins. Sometimes before I even walked out the bathroom, I had 10 different products on with, God knows what in the ingredients. So I did a big chuck out, got rid of heaps of those things. And about 3 years ago, maybe just over 3 years ago now, Doterra was introduced to me by a friend, and it was the perfect timing because I was looking for something to replace all those toxic products I'd thrown away, and Doterra essential oils were perfect for me. I could either make my own products, and they also had a whole range of ready-made products, which was perfect for me as well because I don't always have time to make DIY things, as I know a lot of people are the same as me. It sounds like a great idea, but then you think, I just want something that's ready-made. So Doterra had both those options for me, and it was perfect. So What are we going to be talking about today? So today, like I said, we're going to focus on essential oils and emotions, because we all know about the amazing benefits for essential oils for your health, but not as many people do know about the benefits for your mental health. So that is what we are going to be talking about. So a bit of a disclaimer, because obviously in today's world things are a little bit crazy with what you can and can't say online, and videos being deleted left, right and centre. So a bit of a disclaimer, this is not medical advice. All the information that I am talking about today is based on my own personal experiences, and it's for educational purposes only, education and entertainment, so take from it what you will. So with that said, we'll get into it. So we all know how essential oils smell nice and make us feel good, but we're going to look into the how and why. So has anyone heard of the amygdala? And just a warning, this is where we start to get a bit sciencey. So the amygdala is an almond-shaped cluster of neurons in the brain, which is primarily associated with processing emotions. So it's part of the limbic system, which supports our emotions and memory. So has anyone heard the fight or flight response? So fight or flight response is triggered by the amygdala and the limbic system, which tells the body to create stress hormones. So you've probably heard of cortisol and adrenaline. So they're your the stress hormones that your body creates. So what do stress hormones actually do to the body physically? So when you are experiencing the stress hormones in your body, you might notice things like increased blood flow, sweaty palms, goosebumps, dilated pupils, sweating, that type of thing. So this is our body trying to help us escape danger. So for example, in caveman days, maybe you would have been running from a tiger, and the stress hormones were helping you escape the situation as fast as possible. So very helpful in that situation. So the amygdala can also be useful to help us in a positive way as well, in terms of remembering and recognizing positive experiences. So for example, you might smell something like hot cross buns, and it reminds you of a time at Easter with your family. Or you might smell a perfume. Someone walks past you with a perfume, and instantly it reminds you of somebody else you knew that used to wear that perfume. And everyone's had that experience where you get a whiff of something and instantly it takes you back. So where do essential oils come into all of this? So the sense of smell is actually the only one of your 5 senses that can bypass the conscious mind and access the amygdala. So smelling a certain smell can trigger a negative or positive response instantly. So this is not something new. This is something that has been known and used for centuries. So years ago, centuries ago, the Romans used to use oils and herbs and smell them before they went to battle to overcome their nerves. And in religious ceremonies all around the world, for centuries they've used certain scents for different ceremonies, for funerals, meditation, prayer, that sort of thing. So it is something that has been known for a long time, and it has been used for a long time. But we can use this in our modern world as well, but I think a lot of the time we forget something simple like this, that we can actually use this now as a really powerful tool. So now we know what the amygdala is. Has anyone heard of a hijacked amygdala? So basically, a hijacked amygdala is when the fight or flight response has taken over. So remember when we talked about that fight or flight response, for example, if someone's getting chased by a tiger and your body sweats and dilated pupils and goosebumps and dry mouth, and you're trying to run from the tiger. So that's really useful in that situation. But obviously you don't always want those sensations in your body when there might not necessarily be that type of danger around. So a hijacked amygdala can pop up when there's no justified danger, such as a tiger chasing you. It could be, for example, you're about to take a test and it's really not dangerous, but your body just reacts that way, and it can be quite off-putting. You're trying to concentrate on the test, but meanwhile you're completely taken over by this hijacked amygdala. It can also cause you to not think clearly or make rational decisions, which is obviously not helpful in a moment like that as well. People with anxiety as well might often have an overreactive amygdala. So even just things like, they might not even be in a situation that is dangerous or even anything like a test. They might just be thinking about something that is causing them stress, and the amygdala is going to trigger this response that is just not wanted, and can lead to this vicious cycle of feeling more and more anxious. So now that we've covered the science behind it, so sorry to get a bit sciencey there, what can we do to take back control of a hijacked amygdala or an overreactive amygdala, to regain control? So the very first thing you can do is become aware of the triggers. So this alone is an important step, because then you can stop that cycle when you see it happening. So other things you can do is focus on your breathing. This is a big one. So really concentrating on your breathing can slow you down and take back that control again. So things like deep belly breathing, breathing in and breathing out. And if you just do that a couple of times, it can instantly slow you down and slow that response down from that hijacked amygdala. It also will help you slow down your thoughts. So you can do other things as well. For example, once you recognize the triggers and you may be coming into a situation where you're going to be feeling that type of stress, the stress hormones in your body, and go, okay, well, I know this is coming up, so I'm going to sit down and do some meditation or do some breathing. So another really powerful tool you can use is essential oils. So this is where essential oils come into all of this, and they're a really, really handy tool. And there is a science behind it as well. So how it actually works, essential oil molecules will go up through your nose and to the olfactory bulb. So that's in part of your limbic system as well. So to the olfactory bulb, which connects directly to the limbic system. And then, because the sense of smell is one of the only one out of your 5 senses that can bypass the conscious mind, then the oils are able to help you, even though your conscious mind might not be cooperating with you at the time. So how do we use essential oils then to help us in these situations? So before I get into how to actually use the essential oils in this situation, I will explain why I choose Doterra essential oils to use, because this is quite important if you are going to be using essential oils in your house and on your body. So I use Doterra, number one, because of their quality. They are the most pure essential oils in the world. They're 100% certified pure therapeutic grade. So this does mean that they are completely safe to use. And they are of the purest quality. They've been independently tested to make sure that there's absolutely no heavy metals, fillers, anything synthetic in these oils. So what you're getting in your bottle of oil is 100% pure essential oil, and the only additive they would have sometimes is some coconut oil, which they will tell you on the bottle if that's in there. And the other reason is I really do trust Doterra as a company, and I really, really like what they do as a company as well globally. They have a charity called Healing Hands, which is just doing some amazing work around the world. So I like to know that not only am I getting the most pure essential oils, the money that I'm spending on those oils is also going to some really, really good causes. So that's why I choose Doterra oils. So now that that's covered, what are the ways that we can actually use essential oils? So number one is diffusing. So this is my Doterra Petal diffuser. So you can diffuse essential oils to create a certain mood. So I would choose, for example, if I'm about to study or I've got some work that I really need to get through, I would put some essential oils that are going to help me do that in my diffuser. So for example, I could use something like peppermint or rosemary, which really can help stimulate the brain when you need to really knuckle in and get something done. Also, you can use the diffuser to create a more calm mood. So for example, my young baby, when he's feeling quite unsettled, I might put something calming like lavender or ylang ylang in the diffuser to create a calm environment for him and for me, because the parents need that too, obviously. So definitely for creating different moods in the house, you can use your diffuser, and in the office, wherever you want to take it, they're very portable. So that's a great way. And by diffusing oils in your diffuser, you're also purifying the air in your house as well. So you get that added health benefit as well as the mental benefit with that too. Another way you can use oils is by massaging it onto the base of your skull. So for example, you could just put a little bit in your hand, rub it on the back of your neck and in the base of your skull. That way you are getting the benefits of the oils by smelling them, but also it is actually seeping into your skin, and within 40 seconds those essential oils are working through your body, through the cells in your body as well, so you're getting those benefits as well. And if you do already have essential oils and you have them there with you, go ahead and use them when you're listening to this class, because I often find we forget to use our essential oils. We have them there all the time, and I know I do the same. They're there, and I just forget to use them at times. So if you've got them, use them while you have this time you're listening to the class. It's another really nice way of using essential oils to calm emotions or uplift, depending on which oil you're using, is by inhaling them in the palm of your hands. So you put a drop in your hand just like I did then, rub your hands together and just inhale really deeply. That way you're getting that deep belly breathing that we talked about that can also really slow those stress hormones down. And you're also getting the benefit of the essential oil that you're breathing in, those molecules going into your body. And whether you're using something calming or something uplifting, that's really going to help you achieve the emotional state that you want. Another good way of using the oils is applying them directly to your wrists, your pulse points. You could put some on your temples as well, and that way you can smell it, but also wear it as a perfume. There's so many I have that smell really, really nice as a perfume, but then there's that added benefit of they're helping support me emotionally as well. And another thing you can do with the oils whenever you put them on, they can be a really powerful tool in helping you create some positive talk to yourself, because a lot of the things that we say to ourselves are really powerful, and I don't think that a lot of the time we're aware of the things we're telling ourselves and saying to ourselves during the day that may not be helpful. So you can actually use the essential oils to help you consciously think about something that you want to say to yourself. Whether it's some kind of affirmation, I'm caring for my body, or I'm using this to slow my thoughts down, or I'm using this to attract abundance into my life. Whatever it may be, you can use a particular essential oil and say that affirmation when you use it. And then every time you smell that essential oil, it's going to remind you of the affirmation. So that is another way that a lot of people do like to use essential oils in helping with positive affirmations. So now that we know a few of the ways to use essential oils, I will talk about some of my favorite essential oils to use. So some of my favorites, I'll go through them. So I have them here with me, just a couple. And I say these are some of my favorites, but I swear every time I use an oil, I say to myself, oh, this is one of my favorites. And I have probably about 100 of those. So I really tried to narrow it down today because I didn't want it to, you know, I didn't want you to be here forever listening to my favorite essential oils. So I'll start with the first one, which is one of my favorites. And you can see there's actually not much left in this bottle. I don't know if you can see that, but that's because I use this one all the time. So it's called Balance. So Balance is a blend of essential oils. It is, this is one of the ones that has coconut oil in, so it's easy to blend straight to your skin. This one has spruce leaf, it has chamomile, it has frankincense, so it's a really nice calming essential oil. I use this to calm and ground myself if I know I've got a stressful day ahead, or if I am feeling anxious and I just need to take a moment and have a deep breath, I'll use Balance just for that calming effect. I also find that it can be quite effective for sleep as well. So if I'm wanting to sort of wind down and prepare myself for a good night's sleep, I will use an essential oil like Balance, maybe on my pillow or on my wrists, or in the diffuser before I go to bed. So that's Balance. Next I have Lavender. Lavender is probably one of my, here we go again, one of my favorite essential oils. I say this about all of them, but it really is, as an all-round oil. It's what they call the Swiss Army knife of oils because it's just so versatile. So I use this a lot on my skin. So you can use it for things like sunburn or itchy skin. So it's very soothing for the body, but it's also very soothing for the mind as well. So this is something that I would use if I'm wanting to calm down, get a good night's sleep. I also use it when I've got a bit of tension, feel some kind of tension headache coming on. I find lavender calms me and helps me feel better when I am feeling like that. I also use it in the diffuser a lot at nighttime for my baby too, because lavender is very gentle and soothing for them too. So that is another one of my favorites. Next one up is chia. So as I mentioned, essential oils can be used to relax you, but they can be used to create all different kinds of feelings and help you with all different kinds of emotions. So chia, I find, is a really good one to uplift and make you happy. It's exactly what it says on the bottle, chia. And as I said, when a certain scent reminds you of something, I used this almost every day when I was on holidays a couple of years ago in Mexico, and it literally takes me back to Mexico whenever I smell that first time I went to Mexico. So I absolutely love wearing chia. It was a happy oil to begin with anyway, but it's also extra happy because it reminds me of holidays. And this one, so many of them come in these roller bottles as well, which is really good time, so you can put it on rather than having to get out the bottle and mix it with something. This is already mixed with some coconut oil and you can apply it directly to your skin from the roller bottle. So those are really handy. Next one is Motivate. I don't know if you can see that. So Motivate, this one is when I'm going to the gym, when I have loads of work to get through, when I'm just feeling like I need an extra bit of motivation. This is the one I use. This one is a beautiful blend. I absolutely love the smell of it. It's peppermint, clementine peel oil, basil, rosemary and vanilla. So rosemary also very stimulating for the brain, and peppermint very uplifting and helps with concentration as well. So that is one that I'll apply to my temples and my wrists, maybe the back of my neck, just if I'm really needing something to help me get some work done. So that's Motivate. And this is the last one, I think. Last but not least of my favorite oils is Peppermint. So Peppermint is another really beautiful oil for doing your deep belly breathing. So you can simply put a drop of peppermint in your hand. Oh, there's 2 drops. Rub it together. Take a deep breath, and peppermint instantly, you can feel it opening up your airways, clearing your mind. This is the oil that I'll use when you get that sort of fuzzy headed feeling, maybe in the afternoon, and it's like a cup of coffee. Just smelling peppermint, it instantly energizes you, uplifts you, and clears your mind. I also find that with the residue, I sometimes like to wipe it on the back of my neck. It's very cooling, and it's quite a nice feeling. You give yourself a bit of a massage. It's one of those oils that you can feel on your skin. I thought I might also read a little bit about peppermint from a book that I have called Emotions and Essential Oils. This is an old version. There's a new version now. I think you can get it on Amazon, a couple of the essential oil websites they have around the place. But I thought I'd read this about peppermint because I thought it was very fitting for the times that we're in at the moment. And yeah, it was funny that I actually didn't read about any of the other oils from this book before today's workshop, apart from peppermint. I thought I'll just have a read about peppermint, and reading it now just makes me think, yeah, I know exactly why I picked up peppermint to read. So peppermint is the oil of a buoyant heart. Peppermint brings joy and buoyancy to the heart and soul. It invigorates body, mind, and spirit, and reminds individuals that life can be happy and they don't have to be controlled by fear. It lifts an individual out of their emotional trials for a short reprieve. When an individual uses peppermint, they feel as though they're gliding through life. It assists on staying on the surface of emotional issues, like floating on top of water. So I thought that was a really fitting one for today, where many people are really gripped by fear, and that is not a good place to be in mentally. That is stress hormones all over the place, acting crazy all the time. And you really don't want that, because that is when your body is in that state of stress for long periods of time. It can actually cause you it can cause you to lower your immune system and cause disease in the body. So that is not a state that you want to be in. So it's funny that peppermint was the one that I decided to read about. So even more reason why I love peppermint. So I won't go on about any more of the oils because I could literally be here all day. Doterra have hundreds of oils and blends, and they all can be used for all different types of things. And those are my favorites, but I know everyone has different favorites from me, and there's probably millions more that I could have covered that would be awesome to talk about. So before I finish up, does anybody have any questions about any of the oils, or any oils in particular that you'd like to know about? So I'll continue on because I'm aware of the time as well. But if anyone does have any questions afterwards as well, you can always send me a message, and I'll be happy to help. So the last thing I'm going to just quickly talk about before I finish off today is how to get started with essential oils. So I know some of you watching might already be a part of my group, or Louise Burns' group, because I know she's invited a couple of people here today as well, and we're all together in the same team. So if you already have your essential oils, that's awesome. And if you ever need help with them, you can always come to me and Louise with any questions. If you're watching this either now or later on, and you don't yet have essential oils, and you'd like to get started, then send me a message here on Facebook and I can help you. We have different kits. So we have starter kits that have essential oils selected in them for whatever you're after. So maybe a general one. We actually do have an emotional aromatherapy kit. There's a bedtime one, there's a seasonal one, there's all types of ones. But I can also help you create a custom kit for your individual needs if you would like that as well. And when you do start with us and start with Doterra, you get 25% off all your future orders as well. So it's a really good way of ordering essential oils and natural products at a discounted price. So that is pretty much it. I will wrap it up, and hopefully I'll do some more of these classes in the future. Didn't have any technical glitches, so that's good. Well, not that I know of. Hopefully we'll have a few more. So if anybody watching this either now or later on has anything they would like me to cover in a future class, just send me a message and I would be happy to work on that for you. So yeah, thanks for joining me today, and hopefully I will see you all again soon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.